Hey guys, with Phase 2 just being announced at BlizzCon for November 12th, I thought I might as well make a video and kind of show you guys where I'm currently standing with my PvP gear, my consumables, my gold, etc. And my plans for Phase 2. Like, am I going to rank, or how am I going to do? Am I going to go casual? What am I going to do? So let's get right into it. So my PvP gear is pretty terrible. I have two pieces of Necropile, which is my legs and my boots. But my guild only started raiding recently, so I don't have a single piece of raid gear, I believe. Yeah, I don't even have Anathema. I don't have like Sash or anything. So I'm pretty far behind. So when I was looking at what I could probably do for Phase 2, some of this is still pretty unrealistic, but this is what I would be like super satisfied with going into Phase 2. The Tier 1 helmet, which is just terrible for healers, for healing priests. So as long as it drops, I should just get that. Hopefully it drops, but I'm pretty unlucky, so I doubt it will. The amulet, the Vectus amulet, gives some int and stam. The choker from Rag is way better, and it's your bis and nat from Into and Nax and PvE. I just don't know if I'll have time to even get that before Phase 2 comes out. Probably not. That's why I'm just going to go for the Vectus amulet, probably. Necropile. Necropile is just super good. It gives a lot of stats. Gives a bunch of defensive capabilities. It's super good. Some people are going for a mixture of Dreadmist and Necropile, but I'll get into that in a minute. The Tier 1 shoulders are better than Necropile, but I'm relatively sure, I'm not too certain, that they are good for healers. So I don't know if I'll be able to get my hands on those. Saffron Drape from Onyxia. Obviously, this is what would be my dream. I don't think I'm going to get it because, yeah, I think we have 2 Onyxia resets left on my server. And then who knows if I'll actually get it. Necropile Robe, Cuffs, obviously self-explanatory. Anathema. We've seen one eye because we've only raided 2 weeks now. We've seen one eye, so hopefully eye next week. That should be relatively easy to get. It's a high drop rate, so I should be fine. Storm Rager, I am going to go for that over Skulls because the int and the stam is also faster for killing totems. Gloves of Hypnotic Flame, pretty self-explanatory, gives a bunch of int, bunch of stam. Gives some spell power too, they're just really good gloves all around. Sash, this, I'm not too sure if I'd rather go for this or the Girdle of Prophecy. I think this is like 400 gold right now on my server. So I'll probably just end up going with Sash. Just because of that. So I'm not really going to consider the Girdle, but that is an option potentially. If you do have one and you don't have this yet, just putting that out there. Necropile legs and boots, pretty self-explanatory as well. I have those already. Underworld band, I think there's a ring better, but I can't remember the name of it. And I already have an Underworld band, so I'm just going to use this. It's still pretty good. Blood of the Martyr, I think it's from a quest. I haven't got it yet. It's a quest line, easy to get as well. Now, that's what I really hope to get before Phase 2 comes out. Probably won't be able to get all of it, but I'll be happy with most of this at least. Now, this is what I think is the best possible BIS list for PvP in Phase 2. The Tier 1 helm, obviously Choker the Fire Lord, Tier 2 or Tier 1 shoulders, drape. Now, the Alana's Embrace from Raz and Scalo is your BIS chest piece, but the chances of you actually getting it is like insanely low. It's not a BOE, so you have to get it as a drop, and it's a 0.13% chance to drop. So if you have it, nice, you're going to be insane. But this is just your theoretical BIS. Necropile Cuffs. I don't think there's any bracers that are better or even have the same amount of stats as this. You could obviously go for the 21 shadow damage, but I think the stamina is just way better. Anathema, self-explanatory. Storm Raider, self-explanatory. The gloves, Sash, already talked about that. Sky Shroud, I'm not too sure if I'm going to go for these over Necropile. I'd have to do some testing when Phase 2 actually comes out and how they feel. I have a feeling I'll be slightly more towards Necropile than these two pieces, but I'm going to give these a shot for sure because I think the spell damage is going to be nice. You do lose int and stam on both, obviously, but you get a bunch of damage in return. Band of Sulfuras, self-explanatory. Insane ring, a bunch of int, bunch of stam. Ring of spell power, a lot of damage, self-explanatory there. Toep gives a bunch of damage on, like, what is that, 2-minute cooldown? I think it's a 2-minute cooldown. I'm not too sure. Let's see. Got your guard. A minute and a half, even better. So yeah, if you like, that's a bunch of damage. But trinkets generally are just like situational. You have like your reflectors, your net, a bunch of things. So that kind of just depends what your situation you're in and what you need for each duel or fight or whatever you're doing. Now let's take a look at Dreadmist and Necropile. So Dreadmist, some people were talking about how the 6 set for Dreadmist might be pretty good because it's super good against rogues, obviously, because they attack insanely fast. It's kind of like how CD was using the Reflect gear versus the rogues in the dueling tournament. However, I don't know where I heard this from, so I don't have like an exact quote on this, but I feel like it was Snuts who said something about the 6 set. You had a rogue attack him like 100 or 200 times, and it only procced like a very, very small amount. So I don't think going for the 6 set is worth it. Maybe in very situational things versus like in duels versus rogues, maybe you can get away with it. But I think in general, the 2 set's pretty good. 4 set obviously is pretty good. So it's kind of just like what you get, what you feel like you should go for. And then comparing the stats, obviously Necropile has a little bit less int, but you do get spell power from the robes at least. So I'm probably going to be going for Necropile mainly. And then, but if you have some Dreadmist pieces and can like mix and match, then you'll be fine. They're both good. Now, in terms of weapons, I know some people are going to try to use the Blade of Eternal Darkness, which is I think like a shadow, is like pretty much a shadow bolt. It deals shadow damage, which obviously is increased by darkness, shadow form, shadow weaving, etc. And restores 100 mana. And I don't know what I exactly read on this because I'll have to do some more research about it. But I think there's no internal cooldown on it, so it can proc like 4 times in a row. I'm not too sure on that, so don't quote me. I'd have to do more research into it. But this is a pretty good weapon if you can get your hands on it. I'm pretty sure. But if you can't, Anathema is a lot easier to get. This has I think like a less than 1% drop rate from Princess in Maradon. So if you get it, try it out. It might be pretty good. But I'm probably just gonna go with Anathema. Now, in terms of my plans for Phase 2, I want to get at least rank 10 at the very minimum. I'm going to be playing a lot, and the rank 10 will be my very, very minimum. I doubt I'm going to even try to go for rank 14 because it's just insane. So yeah, rank 10 minimum. Rank 11 plus like 12 would be super, super cool. But I'll be super happy with rank 10, maybe rank 11 to get some epic pieces. And in terms of like consumables, obviously you're gonna have your mana potions, your dark runes, because you can spell batch the dark runes on polys, like to break you out of polys. And of course, you're probably gonna be PvPing with people who can get you out of polys. So that's not too big of a thing, but it is something to take in consideration if you're 1v1ing mages. And I assume it could work on other CCs that are breakable, but I know polymorph works for 100%. Yeah, you need mana potions, and if you can afford them now, like Faps and Lips are going to be super, 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 super good. They're expensive though. Like Faps have a quadrupled price. They went from 40 silver to probably, I think they're like 2 gold 50 on my server at the moment. So if you can get those, are super good. Lips are amazing against rogues and warriors. Bandages, obviously. Yeah, and that's probably what I'm going to go for in terms of consumables. You have your grenades and sappers and a bunch of other engineering items that are going to be pretty expensive. So if you have a lot of those or stockpiling the mats to sell them, good idea. You're making a fuck ton of money. Now, in terms of my spec for Phase 2, let me pull it up right here. Let me go to Wowhead's talent calculator. What I'm probably going to go for is probably just the generic, this is retail. Probably just the generic priest or shadow PvP spec, obviously 5 out of 5 in blackout, the improved shadow war pain, 3 points in shadow focus, the 2 points in psychic scream, mind flay, 2 points in mind blast. You could probably put those into shadow focus as well to have like a mix between raiding and PvP. I'm gonna go for the Mind Blast though. Maybe I'll do Shadow Focus. I'm not too sure yet. Shadow Reach, obviously self-explanatory. Shadow Weaving, obviously Silence. Vampiric or VE. 5 out of 5 Darkness. Shadow Form. The Unbreakable Will, 5 out of 5. The 3 out of 3 on Empower Shield. Martyrdom. The Meditation. Inner Focus, 1 out of 1 on Improved Powered Fortitude. Then the last 6 points, I put 5 out of 5 in a Mental Agility. And then, I missed Shadow Form, so obviously Shadow Form. And this is probably what I'm going to go for in general. Obviously, like I said, if you want to put these 2 points into Shadow Focus, have a more like raid mix build, you could do that. Some people like Improved VE. I haven't done too much testing with it. I'm not sure what I'd even drop to get Improved VE. Maybe go out of like 3 out of 5 Mental Agility and do something like this. Not too sure. I'll have to test that out. But yeah, Mental Agility, not too good in PvE, because I think over a super long fight, it maybe saves you like 300 mana. But very good in PvP, because you have your Power Word Shield, you have Dispel, you have Shadow Word Pain, and it adds up very quickly over time. So yeah, this is the talents I'm probably going to go for with some slight adjustments. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers all the bases I'm going to do for Shadow in Phase 2. Like I said, I'm going to try to get rank 10 at least at the very minimum. And I can't wait till BGs come out. I have a strong feeling they're going to release BGs pretty early, like kind of like what they did with Dire Maul, at least Warsong anyway. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. And you can follow me on Twitter and Twitch, which is the same as my YouTube channel, just temp/Tempire. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and good night.